Hey there, Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, Pisces Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Director. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. Our video today will cover December 16th through January 19th. I'm going to do a brief overview of this coming week, the 16th through the 22nd, and then we will do the monthly reading for the sun sign of Capricorn for you, Pisces, and how it will affect you and what's going on in your life. So that's how we're going to do that. I do want to thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel. I really, really appreciate it. It has been such a nice year thanks to you. So let's talk a little bit about this week coming up. I'm really just pulling a couple cards for it, and then we're going to spend most of the time on the monthly reading and trying to make things a little shorter, a little bit more concise. So we start out the week with the moon in Leo. And this is an energy of getting things done, wrapping things up, finishing things up, which shouldn't surprise anybody, right? I mean, we've got this, it's the end of the year. It's the end of the cycle. It's the time to get that stuff done. Okay. You kind of showed up for yourself. Had a fish show up for the reading. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, that moon is going to be in analyzing, organizing the energy of Virgo, right? So it's a time to kind of take a look at things and what you've been putting together, and is it all working right? Is this the way we want to do it? How is it flowing, right? So it's kind of that situation to take a look at for yourself. And so kind of spend a little time sorting it out and wrapping it up. And then on Thursday and Friday, the moon is going to be in Libra, and this is the energy where your reputation is going to be on display. If you have this is kind of like maybe Christmas bonuses show up, or sometimes pink slips, right? It's kind of like whatever you put into a situation, you should see reflected back to you for the positive or for the negative. So hopefully it's all positive, right? Then on Saturday, the moon is going to move into Scorpio at 7:57 a.m. I only mention that because the sun is going to move into Capricorn that day, but it doesn't get there until 11:19 p.m. So most of the day is still Sagittarius, and then it becomes Capricorn season. So then happy birthday to all the Capricorns, right? This energy of Scorpio moon, that's the deep dive. That's the really, how do you feel about what's been going on, and how are you reflecting that out to the world? But more of how does it make you feel? How do situations make you feel? And you're going to have to kind of see, what do you need to surrender? Where have you been resisting? What can you let go of in order to get to where it is you want to go? Because there was that sense of resilience and growth and everything that came from the analysis and figuring it out. You're like, okay, I'm resilient, I could do this, I've learned things, but now you're like, but even though I know this stuff and I've learned this stuff, there's some stuff that's holding me back. So taking that knowledge and the wisdom that was gained from earlier in the week when you're doing the thinking about things is like, how does this make me feel, and what can I release and let go of to bring a sense of peace. It feels like peace, like a peace and joy and heading in the right direction. How do I get there? So all right, we are ready to get started here. Okay, so for this week, that overall energy that you have, all right, so you're busy. You have so much on your plate with the Two of Swords that you're not sure what all you want to do, how much, what can you handle, what do you want to look at, what do you want to manage that? Hold on. Pisces, you attract all the animals. Okay, so Two of Swords. This is there's a lot on your plate, but you don't want to Remember, there's that energy of being organized, wrapping things up. Don't just push it to the side or be waiting for you next year. It's like the time to clear your plate, get it done, take care of whatever you can. Because, look, you also have this. You have the beautiful Ten of Cups with this Chariot. And this Chariot is about moving forward in a very balanced way, paying attention to what you're doing, not missing the details. You want your wheels turning in the right direction. You're going to shift your weight. Those adjustments will be required. So, getting the stuff done and off your plate so that you can bring in this beautiful energy of the Ten of Cups. Like, you can really enjoy how things end up wrapping themselves up for you by the end of this year. And so go ahead and take a look at the bills, figure out what you need to do, make a plan, be organized, understand that you're resilient. Some things are going to have to be cut out. And in your case, it could be financial. Yeah, because we're talking about partnerships, energy of partnerships, which could be business or personal, transformation, and then knowledge and research. And so seeing how you feel about all that as you're moving forward to setting yourself up for success. That's what it feels like. What do you need to do to set yourself up for success for that Ten of Cups? I've got this thing all wired. And so you have the chameleon and the koi fish. So there is always enough and act as if. And so this is that don't just hide your eyes and pretend that it's not there. You face up, take care of it. There's more than enough. You will figure it out using the analytical energy to do so, and then act as if this is where you already are. And then start moving forward. Start taking the action steps and moving forward. Act as if you're already there. Okay? Start doing what you need to do to get yourself there. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the month. And so I pulled some overall energy cards. It's a lot of energy time and energy that I don't have to channel this month. And so I did spend some time trying to figure out which cards to pull, which deck to use. And Spirit showed me the Mystical Shaman Oracle. And I am going to read these. You have two really interesting things. You have thunder and wind. So, is there a storm brewing? This is Capricorn season now, so we are talking about the time frame between the 22nd of or the 21st, 22nd of December through the 19th of January. So thunder and wind. So wind is about definitely things are going to be moving and shifting and changing. I need a little more light for this. In fact, I might leave the light on. It's just really hard to tell with the weather the way it is. What lighting will work at any given moment. All right, so let's do thunder first. Here we go. All right, thunder. It says, legends speak of great thunder beings who live in the sky and call your attention when great occurrences are meant to happen in the world. They warn when tensions in a situation are called upon to be released. Their presence in your reading reminds you of the dramatic moments in life that change everything, both awesome and frightening. Thunder, when it arrives, is also a wake-up call, one that you will not soon forget. When thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big, dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence what events have been set in motion. This is a time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you'll need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. So we have in Capricorn season, we have a couple really major things happening. First off, there's that new moon eclipse on the 26th of December that's happening in the sign of Capricorn. And then in January on the 11th, there is a full moon eclipse in the sign of Cancer, which is a fellow water sign. And so when I see this thunder thing, I kind of really feel like it's that time frame, because the next day Saturn comes into conjunction with Pluto, and that's deep transformation, where are the boundaries, where are the limitations. And so kind of like explosive energy. Meanwhile, we've got Jupiter hanging out in Capricorn also. And in Capricorn, it wants to expand things, but it's coming up against the boundaries and the restrictions of Saturn and with the transformative energies. And they're all going to come into conjunction 3 times over the course of the next year. There's a lot of stuff going on there. And so, yes, winds of change. Things are changing. Here's your warning. So get done, get off of your plate whatever you can, because I feel like this need for flexibility becomes even more important. The being able to move your chariot forward, right? Being flexible, being able to move forward. So the symbol of the wind represents the elements of air. It rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. It also signifies change with qualities, both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the 4 directions, and there are different qualities bestowed by each. From the south, it carries news of some kind, helping you gently begin to discard habits and parts of you that are no longer needed. When it's calling from the west, it calls you to be more introspective, to a willingness to make final decisions or to let go of attachments and ego desires. That's that flexibility they already warned you were going to need. North, moving to bring you wisdom and strength, and east, carrying clarity of vision and purpose. Whichever the way the wind is blowing, the message which the wind whispers or shouts, it is a challenge. It may take courage at first to turn and face the wind, but you will find exultation, yes, in moving toward it and receiving its lessons. Don't put up your guard and pretend you don't see what's coming. It's coming. Been telling everybody this for a while. Change is coming. There's nothing you can do about the fact that change is coming. What we do now is we determine how we're going to manage it. That's what's on the order now, is how do you manage the wind and the thunder as they come in. The changes are coming. So learning to be flexible, learning to bend and navigate your way through it, being willing to figure out how to manage what you can so that you can move toward the direction that you would like to go. Now, the overall energy for the month, this is the 9-card spread. This is the key to the situation, past, present, future, thoughts, feelings, actions, and I do have some cards to clarify here. We have the the 8 of Keys, which is a lot like the 8 of Pentacles. This is the master artisan. The overall energy is mastering your super skills, mastering your superpower, your what your gift is, what you're trying to do here. It's mastery. It's also self-mastery. Self-mastery would mean not hiding your eyes from things you're afraid of, but being willing to turn and face the wind and go ahead and take that storm on. There's a lot of exhilaration. Have you ever stood in a storm? I mean, one that was just really pounding like crazy, and the water's just drenching down and the wind is blowing. I remember one time I took, my daughter was young and I probably shouldn't have taken her. I had no idea, but there was a hurricane coming, and I was down in Florida, and it was my first real experience with a hurricane. And so I went out to the beach, and I did take my daughter with me, and we went out and we stood at the shoreline in the surf while this windstorm was blowing in, and all the little kiteboarders were out there, and it was amazing, and it was so beautiful. The wind was whipping and the rain was started pelting us. And so then I thought, okay, well, it's time to go. I mean, it was just the first waves of the hurricane coming in, and we were all prepared at home. It wasn't like that. But anyway, so trying to get back up the beach was way different, because now the wind had come around and it wasn't pushing us anymore, and we were walking and so I had to pick up my daughter and carry her because she couldn't walk in it, and the sand was stinging my face, not hers, because I covered her up. She was in a raincoat. She was fine. But wow, what a trek back that was. But I did it, and I can't even tell you how, I felt so excited, and I don't know, it was exhilarating, like I beat the wind. I beat the wind, I beat the storm, I got back to my car, we safely got to where we needed to go, and everything turned out all right. I shouldn't have taken my daughter, but other than that, it was a really great experience. She probably doesn't remember. Oh, wow, talking about sand. So the key to the situation is the sands of time. This is the sands of time. This is Uriel and the Sphinx. This is your Akashic higher knowledge, everything that has ever happened to you in any lifetime and is currently going on in any parallel lifetimes right now. All of this is wisdom and information, and the sands of time can bury it. And right now we're all waking up and we're starting to experience and learn, and we can tap into our higher self again. So ask Archangel Ariel, it's Uriel, to help you to tap into your inner knowing, your wisdom that's from lifetimes. They may have been covered up through the sands of time, but now in the age of Aquarius that we are in, that stuff is starting to be revealed. And so I have a feeling that as we move through 2020, which, 2019 was a interesting year, right? Lots of energy shifts and changes, and it's like so crazy. And 2019 is like, yeah, man, this was a big year, man. There's lots of changes. And 2020 says, you really hold my beer. It is going to get really crazy next year, so get ready for it. So in the recent past, you've been looking for news and information to come in from Spirit, because we have the doves, we have the hawk. These are definitely from Spirit. Spirit's been trying to give you messages. It's up here in the Book of Secrets, and so it could be that you haven't been able to pick them up, or you've been picking them up and you haven't known how to analyze them, or you have trouble receiving, maybe a little reception problem. And this is why the key to the situation here is tapping into this information. Spirit is trying to guide you and lead you, putting you in the flow, helping you to, if you turn and face the wind, the way the amount of abundance that will flow to you. And they're telling you it's coming. So, stability. In the area of transformation, you're trying to create stability. We have the nest. The nest is actively working together with others to create something that is stable, that nurtures. This is really like creating this 10 of Cups. It even has a lot of the similar things, right? We have the family and the food and the blue and the sunlight and after the storm. There's the rainbow. The rainbow showing up in both. Well, this looks more like dawn. There's a butterfly of transformation. This transformation, when you can transform your community setting, so your family or your friends that are like family or whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable and safe, when you can transform that, you're going to feel that sense of stability coming in. Oh, all right. So, in the future, you have the lookout, and the lookout is looking to the future, trying to figure out what to do next, and his ship is on fire, and he's totally missing it. Or he's looking for help. Don't be hiding your eyes and trying not to see things. I feel like the winds of change are blowing around your home. Around something that makes you feel stable and safe and secure. It looks like you're moving towards something, but only if you open up your eyes and you take the opportunities to see that there is more than enough abundance, and you act as if you already have it. But I think if you're hiding your eyes and trying not to... Okay, yeah. So there's some kind of... Okay, so this is the treasure. Okay? So this is someone who feels a real sense of loss, like their home has been burglarized, like their dreams have been stolen from them, whatever. The thing about the treasure is if you turn it upside down, if you take a different perspective on it, this treasure chest over here falls open and it reveals all the hidden treasures. And so what seems like a dramatic loss has a potential to be amazing. But it is going to take facing the wind, going through the storm, having the sand sting your face, being willing to take the hard times to get to the good times. And in the recent past, we've got the willow, and the willow is family and foundation and roots going deep into your emotional waters. It's wisdom and knowledge, but it's in the area of the mice, which means you have a lot of doubts about your intuition, about what you know. I feel like Spirit's been guiding you, and there's just been all those doubts and like not really paying attention, and you've been missing the boat. Oh, but here, this is nice. Okay, so it doesn't look that nice, but it is nice. Okay, in the upright, she is looking at the drudgery, and she's missing how beautiful it is outside, but this came in the reverse, and in the reverse, this card's meaning is that you've decided to turn your back on the drudgery and move toward the light, and this is in the space of the heart, and that's really positive. And so, again, this is going to be taking a lot of intuitive work to get you there. In the recent past, you have been trying to clear the path. This is in the arena of the mountain, and even though it's in the upright, when it's in the upright, it means that you figure out how to clear the obstacles, and it's in the arena of the mountain, and so I think that you have figured out how to do that, but now you need to strategize. Like, there is a way through this, but it's going to require strategy, and it's going to require you being willing to face what's going on, whatever this is. Now, this shows bills on the table, but I'm not seeing so much that it's financial, but it definitely could be. But whatever it is, it's impacting a partnership, a relationship of some sort. Okay, so we have the rainbow showing up here, setting your course. Look to the future. It was in the reverse, which means that there's a possibility you might be stuck and looking to the past and not being, I'm turning it this way because the future hasn't happened yet, and you can totally choose to set your course to look to the future. So this is self-mastery. This is you mastering your fears. This is you mastering your doubts and your insecurities and saying, you know what? I can do this. I can make those adjustments, and I can have fun doing it. That skateboarder looks like he's having so much fun as he's dodging the cracks in the sidewalk and the potholes. And, you know, it's an adventure. Life is supposed to be interesting and fun. You know, so often when I get this card and I use this deck, I also get this card. And it says, be graceful in movement and action. Be graceful in movement and action. And being graceful in movement and action means several things. One, get in flow with Spirit and be willing to move and not be afraid of it. But also grace, I want to say grace-filled. Like, be grateful for the opportunities. Be grateful for the support. Be grateful for the lessons that you're learning and the growth that you're experiencing. You know, do that also. Move forward. Be flexible. Be willing to bend and sway. But be grateful for the opportunities, because that's where the real treasure is. The treasure is in the opportunities. The treasure is something that feels like it's blowing up on you. Something that feels like this big storm. Something that feels really horrible and nasty. There is a gift in it. There is a gift. So, being grateful for the opportunity to change your life that maybe you've been resisting. Maybe you've been like, I'm not ready. Well, I think Spirit says you need to be ready. So get ready. So we have here in the area of the heart, speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. Do not be mad at yourself. Spirit may have been whispering to you, may have been trying to point you in the right direction, and you may have been resisting the change. And Spirit's like, oh, honey, we love you so much. So we're going to help you along. We're going to move things because next year all these changes are coming. We want you to be ready for it. So we're going to help you get there. But don't be mad at yourself because you've delayed. Because there is a reason for it. You were learning something else. There was some more information that you needed. But now it's time. You can't stop these big, huge planets from doing what they're doing. They've been on this track for a long time. It's been you know, since the beginning of time, these planets have been meant to join up at this particular time and in this particular moment. And you chose to come here because there was something you wanted to do that was important. And so now, it's, call it fate, call it destiny, call it the divine plan, call it your plan. Even though you don't remember it, it's called divine timing. Time is now, and things are happening. And I know. Change feels hard, but you're a mutable sign. We have the 9 of Spring, and I guess that's Wands, and I thought oh, that must have been Pentacles in the last one. I get so confused. Okay. So that was 10 of Pentacles. That was a very nice energy. All right, so 9 of Spring. Protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible changes that lie ahead. It's happening. You can't stop it. Oh, gosh, here we go. I was wondering, when I was reading the thing about the wind and the thunder, I'm like, gosh, that sounds like a tower moment, and here's the tower. You got the tower card. Let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. Something's blowing up, something's changing that you have been resisting, but faulty structures are what come down in the windstorm. Things that are built on a solid foundation don't come down in the windstorm, right? It can huff and it can puff. It can huff and it can puff, but it can't blow down the brick house. But the sticks and the straw, they go flying. So, have you ever used one of those kaleidoscopes where things tumble around, they tumble around, and then when it stops, everything looks different, but there's a beautiful pattern that has emerged? I want you to focus on finding the kaleidoscope. I'm rolling my eye at Spirit because they're going to make me read 3 of these, and these take forever to read. So, let's just see what's up. Dearest you, we are gathering our magic together to help you celebrate a new beginning. You're stepping into a new version of your life, getting to tell a new story that you create. Doesn't it feel like spring when the urge to expand wells up inside of you from a primal place? The form of what you are growing has yet to take shape, and it is exciting to experience this new and fresh beginning. It is exciting to be out in the middle of a storm. It is normal to feel both push and push back when entering any kind of a new relationship. It's okay to admit you don't really know what to expect. Know what you know. It is time to dive in and allow the new version of your life to take shape through you on behalf of your partner in life, Spirit. You have made it to a new level of awakening and contributing, and we are excited to see where this will take you next. We are so proud of you. You have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill, but first you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where, poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. The 10 of Cups, right? It's about establishing and firming up commitments to a certain experience, whatever form they have taken. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present in all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd, to listen to your soul. You are special as much as you are also, paradoxically, one with the world, individual, yet part of a great whole. Both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you are on the right track, even if your ego doesn't see it. Listen to your soul. Check in with your spirit. Keep going. Spirit loves you. Life loves you. We love you. Oh my, things are stirred up and change is upon you. Hey, guess what, Pisces? Things are changing. This is cause for celebration. No need to be nervous. But know that it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear. Rather, it is in spite of it or even because of it. Step into the unknown now. Let go of the branch you're clinging to and let Spirit take the wheel and help you steer you to the highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing your courage as your ally. Leave the rest of it up to us. There is a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember what philosopher Joseph Campbell said? Take one step toward the gods and they will take 10 toward you. We are all doing the destiny cha-cha on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Loving you always. And so Pisces, that's the way it's going. Change is upon you. Get excited about it. Look forward to the change. Things are going to get shaken up. So look for the beauty in the moment. There cannot, you can't have an omelet if you don't break eggs, right? So there will be some cracks. There will be some splintering. There will be some things that get tossed to the side that are no longer useful. The eggshell has to go. But inside is the deliciousness, that golden deliciousness, right? And so you're going to get there. It's the good stuff that's on the inside. So be ready for the change. It's coming. Things are going to get stirred up. Okay, so I just saw a cake. Things are going to get whisked up, stirred up. Things are going to get added and moved around. But in the end, you end up with a delicious cake, maybe in time for your birthday. Let's hope so, right? All right, you take care. Get ready. Handle the things you can now. Take as many things off your plate as possible. Looks like for you, it is going to be a bumpy ride when we get to Capricorn season. It's going to be a bumpy ride. That Capricorn season is your 11th house? Yes, your 11th house. So group activities, goals. So figure out what you want and start moving in the direction you want to go and get ready for the change because it's coming. All right, you take care. Keep in touch. Let me know how this is going for you and we'll talk soon.